Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to Tea Time with the Twins. This is episode 5.
I believe it's 5.
You should probably check our YouTube channel. Guys, we know it's been a long time.
It's been a really long time.
I think like 2 months.
We've been
just a little busy. We just want to hop back on here, do some life updates. We're going to reel this podcast back into the health and fitness direction, just because I feel like we veered off a little bit.
we were just
talking about men and women. There's nothing wrong with that, though. We love that.
There's nothing wrong with, journeying elsewhere. This is a free podcast, and I think we can talk about whatever we want, but that's just me.
We're going to talk about our teas today. So I think we're actually drinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're drinking...
Oh my gosh. Cheers.
We're both drinking lemon ginger and then dandelion chai, I believe. I really don't know what the benefits of dandelion chai are. I know dandelion root.
I think so.
It's really good for you. It's really good too. Kind of burns when you sip on it, but it's like a good burn.
It like burns your throat, but you can just tell it's like
a healing burn.
Yeah.
And the tea is also basically cold. So good.
So I guess we can just talk about some life updates to start. I don't know what you were planning on doing about life, but nothing really has updated in my life, like career-wise or love life-wise. But we can talk about fitness-wise, because that's a secret.
Oh.
So in regards to the fitness updates, I would say that recently, in the past month, I personally have been kind of going through a little mental rut, and it's just been very hard for me to have the motivation and discipline to get up and go to the gym. Usually I would do my little 4:30 a.m. wake up, go to the gym, and then go to work, but I've been really struggling to get out of bed in the morning and discipline myself to start my morning in the right way. And I felt the negative effects of that at work because I was constantly super tired, super exhausted. I had no energy, and I also just did not want to talk to people, which my whole job consists of talking to people, and it was I hated it and I never wanted to be there, and I had no enthusiasm or joy. So that was really hard. But I didn't stop going to the gym. I would just go later in the day, which was also even worse. It's even worse because it's when I get back from work, I'm so just dead that I'm okay, going to the gym with a ton of people, because especially at from
between 5 through 7:30, it is packed. I'm not being mean, but it's all a ton of younger high school kids who are going there for Instagram pics, and literally we'll just sit around machines and talk and not actually work out.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating.
And so you already know that you're not even going to be able to do the workout that you want to do because all the machines are taken up. We've kind of been starting to go back again at 5 a.m.
Not every single day, but a couple times a week.
But we've started to go at 10:30, 11 on our off days. And honestly, I love the group.
I love the squad.
The people there, there's a lot of young adults there, our age, but they're still, you can tell, they're still hard workers because they're all working super hard in the gym. So I've still been going to the gym, but the rut that I have been in is I know that if I don't go to the gym, it's just going to make it worse. So I will say the thing that I am proud of is I am continuing to go to the gym and to let myself kind of be in the zone, because it definitely calms me down and clears my head.
Yeah,
which is really
but
good.
I mean, one thing I will say is when I do go to the gym at 5 a.m., the rest of my day is so much more productive. And I also get the extra hours of the day to do more things. Even on our off days when we do wake up and go to the gym at 5 a.m., we still have the option of doing 2 a days. So going at 5 and then also going at 10:30, which we've done a couple times. And it's so much fun because 5 a.m. is the grind, and then 10:30 we'll go with Emma, shout out.
And that's our fun workout.
That's our fun workout. Literally, we don't even wear headphones. We just yap the entire time, and it's just a riot.
We break nails while trying to PR
and fail. Yeah, so that's one thing that we're working through right now is just trying to get out of the comfort of our snuggly beds in the morning, which is very hard. But every single time I get up and after the workout, I'm like, I don't know why I don't get up every single morning because this is the best thing of my life. Literally best thing.
So while we're on the topic of, you know, our alone time workouts and our, I guess you could say, group workouts with Emma, what would you say for you personally? Do you prefer working out alone or working out with someone else?
It depends because I do like working out alone and just being in my zone, not talking to anyone, just grinding. But I've noticed that when I work out with other people, especially Emma, I push harder, or I'm like, I don't know how to say this. I'm more willing and not as scared to like go up in weights. Like she doesn't necessarily say anything, but just like
she just puts the weights on. I'm like, okay, well,
like,
I guess
okay,
I'm
here we
squatting.
go. Just like literally her.
And I like totally pretend that it's normal. Like,
I'm like, oh yeah, I
never
squat.
squatted this much before.
She's a very hard worker, especially in the gym. I'm very proud of her, the woman she's become. She literally has that presence where she's like, okay, we're gonna grind, no excuses, and so you just have to like level up to her. So I do enjoy that.
And I would say the funny thing that I've noticed is like when I'm working out alone, I am just like I'm like RBF. Like no one talk to me. Not that I hate everyone, but it looks like I hate everyone, and I'm just like zoned in. And then it's funny because when I work out with Emma, I'm like dying of laughter the whole time, and like people are saying that I actually have a personality, and it's so weird.
We also started playing basketball after our workouts for like 35, 40 minutes, whatever. It is the funniest thing ever. And the first time we went, it was just us two, and we're horrible, obviously. And then the second time we went, there was like a group of 3 guys there, and I was like, okay, well, here we go. And they were just like, we were just
like, we cannot shoot a basketball.
I know. Like I can control the ball, but like whenever I shoot it, it just doesn't go in. But it's so funny because we're just sitting there dying of laughter, and then we after like 30 minutes, we finally make one hoop. What's it called? Clearly, I don't know anything about basketball.
A shot. We make a shot.
Yeah, we make a shot, and we like literally are screaming and high-fiving and jumping, and literally these kids are like, what the?
I think I'm an athlete until I play basketball, soccer, or freaking pickleball. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
It's bad.
I'm finding the fun and joy in working out again when I work out with other people. Mm-hmm. So another question I have is, in your journey of fitness, have you ever dealt with any, I mean, I know we talked about like kind of being in a rut and everything, but have you ever dealt with like another type of setback or like an injury or something personally, and how have you overcome that?
Wow. The biggest injury that I've had was through working out was when I had my stress fracture in my foot.
Same.
Because that was, and I couldn't really overcome it. I just had to suck it up because that was during 75 hard. And I continued to work on it and limp away on all my outdoor walks. And I was still like, when I was doing leg day and I was doing like deadlifts and squats, I was still putting so much pressure on it. And I was crying. It was very painful. So I didn't really have the opportunity to overcome it, or like, I overcame it obviously, but like I didn't have the opportunity to let it heal and to rest it because I was doing 75 hard. So that kind of was not fun, but I don't know. I feel like whenever I get injured, it's always like when I'm at my peak performance and I'm finally like on a really steady streak of just being like so good in the gym.
Yeah, same.
And then I get injured and then I get pissed. And then I have to like slow down, rest, and then I feel like I lose all of my muscle and everything, and then finally it heals and I feel like I have to start right back from the beginning. It's kind of annoying.
I totally agree with that. I feel like that's something that at least I need to work on, is when I do get injured or I do have a setback like that, I can't literally let it ruin my life, because I do. I know. And I literally think it's the end of the world, and I'm like, holy crap, like I have to start from ground zero. Like there's literally literally. I was like, there's
Isn't that like the Twin Tower? Ground zero.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, it is ground zero of my fitness journey. I don't know if that's bad to say. Yeah, it's just like I need to realize, okay, this is life. things happen. Like,
clearly you're doing something wrong.
clearly I'm doing something wrong in the gym. One thing I will say is, so apparently I've been squatting wrong this entire time. And one of the times I was working out with Emma and we were back squatting and I was trying to hit 175 and I couldn't. And I broke 2 nails while I was doing it. I was really mad, but it's fine. But this dude came up and he's like, hey, first of all, we were just literally on the floor laughing because I broke my 2 nails. And this dude like came up to us. He's like, hey, I don't want to interrupt. He's like, you guys seem like you're having like the time of your lives right now. I was like, we are. But he's like, I just wanted to say, like, I don't want to be that person in the gym that's like correcting everyone. He's like, but I do know, like, I did notice when you're squatting, like you're leaning a bit forward, and especially when you do heavy weights, like you have a possibility of injuring yourself. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I know I feel it, especially when I have like heavier weights on. And so he was like basically just like teaching me how to squat. And instead of getting mad that I couldn't squat heavy, I was like, you know what, Maggie? For the next like 2 weeks, you're gonna focus on lower weights and more on your like posture and your squat form. And so I've been doing that, and it's been helping a lot. And so now I'm like starting to go heavier. And I took that as like, okay, you don't need to get mad. Anger issues. You need to just like, you're like, okay, focus on fixing your form, doing lighter weights, and then like it's literally takes 2 weeks to fix.
And also, like, I think the thing that's cool about just like your whole fitness journey is it's always a learning curve.
Yeah. It's this never ending thing that you're always going to learn more.
Which is a joy, really.
It's a joy.
One of the questions we have is how do you balance your fitness journey with your social life? And we don't really have a social life, so the balance is totally fine.
Really good.
Next question. I guess this kind of goes off of like your fitness life being a constant learning curve, but what are some personal challenges that you face like in the area of fitness?
For me, myself, I would say I compare myself a lot to others. Also just #body dysphoria.
Yeah.
I'll do this a lot where I'll like see this like yoked, super fit girl in the gym. And maybe that's my own insecurities and that's my own fault, whatever. But I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I just like wish I looked like her. And then I'm like, okay, Maggie, you are on your own journey. Run your own race. Another broken nail. Literally run your own race. Focus on yourself and the progress that you're making in the gym. I don't know why this is, but like there will be a lot of times where I'll view myself how I was when I was like at my absolute heaviest, even though like I'm not. And then I just have to regroup myself and be like, okay, literally you have done so much work on yourself, and like you may not be where you want to be, but you're working on your way to get there.
I would say for me, like my personal challenge is like underestimating my strength.
Yeah.
Because
agreed.
And that's something that I've recently been doing in the gym. I actually just saw this meme, which is really funny. But it's like when you've been, what are these called?
Like lateral raise.
Guys, also red flag about me is like I don't know what any workout movements are called. I just do them.
When you do those things,
you're like
that's literally, I don't know how to, I should probably learn
but
that.
It looks like this. You like this. Whatever. I saw a meme saying like when you still can only do 15 pounds after 7 years. I'm like, dude, that's literally me. Anyway, something that I've been doing a lot in the gym recently is upping my weights insanely just for funsies to see if I can do it. And like 9 out of 10 times I actually can do it. And I'm like, oh, like for example, a leg press, I was doing maybe like
80 pounds for 3 years.
I was doing maybe like 190 or something, the leg press. And I was like, Anna, you weak piece of. And I was like, you can do more. And now I'm doing like 290, which is pretty impressive for what I thought I could originally do. So
even what's that the hip abductors?
Hypnos?
No, hip abductors, where it's like you're sitting and you like,
oh yeah, you abduct your hips.
Yeah. I thought
I could only do like 50 or
literally
60.
50 or 60. And I was like, I'm doing literally repping out like 30 reps of that. And I'm like, okay, like this is like burning, but not that bad. Maybe move up the weight, Maggie. And I literally today, I was like, I started at I think 90 pounds or something.
You started at 90?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was still like doing a lot of reps and I was like, okay, like this burns obviously and I'm struggling, but like why not go up? And I did. And I think I got to like, I think I did like 110.
Wow.
But even then, it was still doable. I could probably go up more. So it's just like, you know, just have that confidence to put your weights up.
So yeah, those are our personal challenges in the area of fitness. But it's fun to like experiment in the gym.
Yeah,
just
or
like see how much you can do.
Or even just like trying new workouts or new machines that I've never used before. Because our old gym, we recently switched gyms at the beginning of this year. And our old gym was so small and it had no cool equipment. And then this new gym is so dope.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
And it has all these new machines that, like, what's the hack
squat machine. They have a hack squat. They have the hip thrust machine,
calf raise machine. They just have like a ton of cool stuff, and
like our old gym didn't. So like,
so
that's why we're having fun at the gym, because it's like, ooh, new equipment. Ooh.
Yeah. So we're feeling soreness in places that we've never felt it before.
Yeah.
Very riveting. So we're going to get into more of like the nutrition and well-being side of fitness. And I'm going to put two questions together. How do you go about / how important is nutrition and wellness? Like that includes like sleep, meditation, all that stuff. What kind of a role does that play in your fitness era?
In my fitness era, it plays a significant role. Nutrition is very important, and I think we kind of, briefly discussed this before, but like,
I actually think we had an entire podcast about it.
I know, we'll talk about it again, but like, when it comes to your like health and working out, it is 80% nutrition and 20% working out. And I never believed that until I did it. So I would just say like making sure you're eating the right foods, eating real foods with real ingredients and minimal ingredients. For example, when you eat a ton of sugar or crappy food, you feel like crap. So you don't have the motivation or the desire to go to the gym. So it's like when you're actually eating the right foods, you feel really good. And then you're like, wow, I want to go do something about this. And then you go work out. So I would say it's super important.
With that being said, there's been times where I splurge and I treat myself and I'll buy some chocolate or something. And even though it's like all organic chocolate, all clean ingredients, I notice that I still, like if I have it for like 2 days in a row or something, I just feel like my energy is lowered. I get very inflamed in my body. And I just feel...
Yeah, my face gets inflamed and breaks out.
Yeah. And I just like, the main thing I feel is just low energy. So I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym. Sometimes I don't. And then, which is dumb. But, just everything in moderation.
Mm-hmm. No, but for sleep, I would say that is like highly important. I usually get my 7 to 8 hours of sleep, which is good. We take our magnesium before bed and
we do our red light therapy,
and then obviously our cup of tea, and it's usually sleepy time tea. An example of how sleep deprivation ruins your life is last week we were house sitting and / dog sitting, and like 3 nights in a row, one of those nights took place here. And I can't say what happened because my mom doesn't know and she'll get scared. But the other 2 nights, we were woken up at 3 a.m. because we had dogs barking their faces off and like jumping all over us. And one of them
simply
literally...
because we had the door closed.
I know. Because I didn't want them sleeping on top of me.
And I was like, okay.
But one of the nights, they literally jumped on to the oven. Stove. And turned on a burner so that it was clicking, but the flame was also on, so gas was releasing. And I don't know how the frick
literally
I heard it.
God.
But I heard it, And I
heard and I was like, is there a robber trying to cook something?
I jolted out of bed and I was like, I know exactly what this is and someone is going to die. And I walk out and the 2 dogs are sitting there by the fire and they're like, oh my goodness. And I was like, you guys. So I didn't sleep for like those 3 days because like I couldn't fall back asleep after that because I was a little traumatized. The rest of the day, I was just so exhausted. And when I don't sleep, I literally have no personality. I'm like the most boring person ever. And it was like, I'm trying to like be at work and make conversation with people and I just can't. And like going to the gym.
All my energy is like focused on trying to stay up right now.
Yeah. And like going to the gym is so hard because you can't even lift a 10-pound dumbbell just to pick it up from the rack. But it's just like, it's not cool. So I would say that sleep is very, very important. If you want to have a good personality. We're going to kind of wrap this up with one more question. So Maggie, tell me, how would you say that, fitness has overall impacted your life?
Definitely the best thing I've ever done. No, but for real, literally the best thing that I've ever like started getting into. It's not only just like the working out and the eating good, it's like the overall like wellness of your entire existence. It's elevated my mindset and thought process on everything in life. Because I started getting into fitness and health, it makes you want to be better in all areas of life, not just in the working out or the eating well, but just like every area of your life. Like,
and but also be supportive of other people who are doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's in how you treat other people, like how I treat myself. Like I speak so much more kindly to myself now than I did back in the day. It literally like raises your frequencies in your energy circle around you, and you're able to like attract better things for yourself and attract better people for yourself because your frequencies are literally higher because you speak better of yourself and you have higher thoughts.
And I would also say there's a whole mindset of the power of one more. And that's something that I do in the gym. Say I'm doing a set of 10 reps or something. I always do my 10 reps and then I'm like, okay, Anna, one more. And then I do that one more rep. It's not something that you can just do in the gym. Like that's something that you can also carry out into your personal life or in your work life. It's that consistency of doing one more that will benefit you in the long run. But I've just noticed that like for me personally, when I do that in the gym, I see myself doing that outside of the gym. I've just seen like a total difference in my personal life and work life by doing that one more thing.
Yeah. And I was literally listening to that in the gym today, that motivational speech about the power of one more. But he was also talking about how it's like almost like a competition with other people as well. Like he gives examples, like if you're on the treadmill for 45 minutes, he's like, I'm going to go on the treadmill for an hour. If you're going to do 15 reps, I'm going to do 16 reps. And he just gives like all these examples because he's like, I'm willing to do the work that you aren't. So basically I deserve more and I'm going to get more out of life and more things that I'm deserving of because I'm willing to do the work that you didn't do.
Also, we forgot one more question. We put up a little poll on our little Instagram account asking if there were any questions people wanted to hear or like answers to regarding
people had any questions to
ask that they wanted answers to regarding fitness and mindset, and we only had 2 responses.
Yeah, you guys.
Brian wanted to know when he was gonna be a guest speaker. TBD, we'll think about that one. But Margaret wanted to know how to get her sexy big butt back. And
to that we say you gotta squat more, do a lot of glute focused workouts.
And she already eats like a freaking queen, so yeah, she's good with that.
Maybe just like more protein than you normally would.
Also, sometimes it's just genetics, so thanks, Mom. Oh my gosh. Anywho's, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. We kept it a little short today, so you guys will actually watch the whole thing. Yay, this is so fun. I didn't even finish my tea.
I know, same.
Cheers. Have a good night.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Bye.